But we begin tonight with this. It is time to stop funding the United Nations, the WHO, the WEF, get out of the Paris Climate Accords, and all these other globalist organizations. Why are we supporting these groups? Historically, the UN, for example, has been anti-American, anti-Semitic. The WHO was the propaganda wing of China during COVID. And now a new Israeli intelligence document spelling out very disturbing allegations against a dozen employees working for a UN agency, the UNRWA, which, by the way, claims to provide assistance to Palestinian refugees. Now, according to the document, 12 employees took part in the October 7th Hamas terror attacks, including 7 who stormed into Israeli territory, were allegedly responsible for truly despicable acts. And intelligence shared with the United States estimates that about 1,200 employees of this agency have links to Hamas or the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. In light of these allegations, the U.S. and many other countries, they have cut funding, rightly so, to the agency, which has sparked outrage from the radical left. Even Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez is calling for funding to be restored immediately. Shocker. As did Bernie Sanders, who said, quote, "We cannot allow millions to suffer because of the alleged actions of 12 people," echoing remarks from the White House yesterday. Take a look.
Let's not impugn the good work of a whole agency because of the potential bad actions here by a small number. I am not dismissing the seriousness of the allegations against those employees. And whether there's going to be more that will be found, hopefully the investigation will give us more insight.
All right, here's the problem. This administration is once again a day late, dollar short. Now, since 2021, they have funneled more than $1 billion of your tax dollars to this agency. Back in 2018, former President Donald Trump, he cut all U.S. funding to the UNRWA, and once again, he's been proven right. Now, last night, the New York Post editorial board, they stepped up, and they took it one little step further by calling for the U.S. to stop funding the United Nations altogether. You know what? I completely agree. It is time for America to now take a stand, stop being a sucker nation, stop paying the bulk of the freight, meaning your tax money, to organizations that don't even like us and basically side with our enemies. And that brings us to the country of Iran. Joe Biden, your appeaser-in-chief, is about to make some of the most consequential decisions of his presidency. There have now been at least 166 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East. That's only since October 17th, all done by Iranian proxies. So the big question is, what is Joe Biden going to do? Will it be a typical, meaningless response, a pinprick, like, striking an empty warehouse and claiming victory? Will the administration botch the response altogether? Now, according to new reports, officials are now worried about large-scale attacks on Americans in the Middle East. Secretary Blinken added this yesterday. Take a look.
I think it's very important to note that this is an incredibly volatile time in the Middle East. I would argue that we've not seen a situation as dangerous as the one we're facing now across the region since at least 1973, and arguably even before that.
Americans, Mr. Blinken, are already under attack abroad. This weekend, we lost 3 brave soldiers and 40 others plus injured. But still, this White House says there's no scheduled remarks addressing the vile attack. 3 American troops are dead, others injured. Isn't it time we hear from the president? But instead of addressing the nation, well, what is Joe doing today? Oh, he spent the day campaigning in southern Florida. He could have come to visit me. But before departing the White House, he offered another tepid, vague response. Take a look.
He tried to not deter these attacks in the past. What will be different this time?
That's not a response. The administration's reaction to the deadly attack this weekend has been downright embarrassing. Yesterday, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre offered these very bizarre comments. Take a look at this.
Our deepest condolences go out, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families who lost three folks who are military folks, who are brave, who are always fighting, who are fighting on behalf of this administration, of the American people, obviously, more importantly.
3 folks? What you just heard is an utter embarrassment, a disgrace to those soldiers that died and, frankly, their families. They did not die fighting for this administration. They died because of this administration's weakness and incompetence. That's what happened here. And the fact that they have allowed attack after attack after attack to go unanswered. Meanwhile, Biden is being slammed after John Kirby refused to say whether or not he would attend the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base. But maybe that's for the better. You may recall the last time he was there for a dignified transfer. Remember the 13 Marines that died during his disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal? Yeah, remember, Joe was pretty bored. He was checking his watch every 2 seconds. Just in case you don't remember, take a look. Well, apparently we don't have that cut. I'm sorry about that. All right. Now, I'm not advocating for foreign conflict. I want to be very clear here. However, let me be very clear. No one person, no country on this earth gets away or has the right to kill and or injure Americans abroad. Now, if they attack you 100, nearly 200 times, yes, that does warrant a fierce response, one proportional to what it is they've been up to. If Joe Biden wants to show the world that he's serious, well, maybe he wants to take out Iran's refineries. That is the main source of the Iranian mullah's money. It's oil. Hit them where it hurts. They are fast also approaching the ability to produce nuclear weapons. And according to an IAEA report last month, they have undone the slowdown in enrichment of uranium to near weapons grade, but they face no consequences from your appeaser-in-chief. Joe Biden turned a blind eye to nearly 200 attacks against our military in Iraq and Syria leading up to what happened this past weekend. He spent the better part of his presidency sucking up to Iran and helping the Iranian mullahs get rich. Now, between reportedly turning a blind eye to their oil sales, tens and tens and tens of billions of dollars for the mullahs to foment more terror and aid and abet in terror wars and fighting proxy wars. Remember, none of this happened under Donald Trump. Joe offered them also $6 billion, the ransom payment for a prisoner swap, and then extended a waiver that allowed them to take in $10 billion from Iraq for electricity sales. In other words, this administration has frankly opted for a policy of ass-kissing appeasement. And sadly, the chaos, the destruction carried out by Iranian proxies was predictable. This was all predictable. How many times do you have to get attacked before and your troops targeted before you realize one of these attacks is going to kill people? This would never have happened if Joe Biden dealt with the nearly 200 previous attacks. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.